The 3 things that I've learned having a vintage shop in Seattle. First of all, size matters. So for example, what I mean by that is when I'm out picking or when I'm suggesting a piece for a client, I normally will not suggest something like this small to someone, or even like, I mean, this is not that small, but it's a medium size vase. It's just, for me, if you're looking for the first piece, you kind of, to build a room, I kind of suggest bigger pieces so you can kind of build around it. And that's also a tip for you when you're out picking is pick the bigger pieces. They tend to sell well. It's just a bigger statement piece, and it's more bang for your buck kind of thing, as corny as that sounds. So what I always suggest is something that makes a big statement piece. Like this one, where you see that there's a lot of design, a lot of swirls on it, and it is a bigger piece. It'll fill up space way more. This is in the style of mid-century modern, and it's something I always pick. Big mid-century modern pottery has done very well for us. As we do sell a lot of mid-century modern furniture, that does make sense that people are buying the pottery as well. This is very, if you look at it at the first glance, it looks very simple, but when you look at it a little longer, you'll see that there's a lot of variation in color, a very handmade look, and the shape is very interesting. To me, it's very calm, and it's has a really cool handmade look to it. Yeah, so that's why I would suggest a bigger pottery to either suggest to your clients or as a picking person. It's a better deal for you. Number 2 is size, again, matters a lot for paintings as well, or artwork. So what you want to do is, I love small artwork. It is my own downfall that I collect a lot of it. So for example, this is a beautiful piece. It's not original art. It's a print of a famous artwork, I believe. Nicely framed. I got it because of how abstract it looks. Gold framing and a mid-century outline, as you can see. The only trouble is I did pay a lot for it, and it is a smaller piece of art. It has not sold very well in my shop. What sells way better, if I can get it at an okay price and want to make like a quick turnaround on it, or if I want to have a better option for clients if they're looking for the artwork that will make a statement in their home, is the artwork you see right there. That's a vintage mid-century modern painting, original art, beautiful colors. And why it's really cool is it's signed on the corner, 1970s, and the colors are very go with a lot of mid-century modern rooms. So it would literally go in a living room, a dining room. I wouldn't say bedroom, but if it makes you happy. So for us at the shop, size always matters with paintings, and bigger paintings go faster. If you see the floral piece over here, that's also a big piece of artwork we do somewhat well in, because it is bigger. It makes a big statement piece, and it is new art. It's not vintage, so the price point is very easy and fair to sell. And it does work well if you are doing Victorian or mid-century. It works with both. And then, oh, and I have another example of a small art piece that is gorgeous, but it is not selling. So this is another mid-century modern piece of art, nicely framed, and I believe it is signed, and I think it's 1950s, 1970s era. You can tell that it is vintage because there is browning and yellowing in the back, although there is literally no damage to the front, which is what I look for when I'm picking. I don't want any damage to the canvas or the frame, ideally. Of course, there are exceptions when the art is really nice, or if I'm getting a really good price on it, or I think it'll do excellent in a mid-century modern home. Also, what I wanted to talk to you about is chairs. What chairs should you buy? Okay, so we sell a lot of Danish modern or mid-century modern 1950s furniture. This is a very well-known chair by a designer, and the name slips my mind at the moment, but this is, I believe, it has been repolished, not refinished, because if it's been refinished, I can literally most of the time tell, but I believe it has been reupholstered. As you see, the reupholstery is in excellent condition. I feel like it's been professionally reupholstered because of the piping around the edges. It looks beautiful. It isn't just like one stitch. It's literally a nice piping around. And if you look at the bottom of the chair, you can tell that it's vintage by the wood color and how the hardware is attached to the chair. As you can see, the silver hardware, and also the connecting lines right here. I almost thought this was a good reproduction, but the hardware and the texture of the wood kind of confirmed to me, actually did confirm to me, that it is vintage, mid-century modern, and this is a pretty well-known chair. Very nice. The chairs that we don't sell well are these vintage style chairs. I have no idea why. I think it's because the mid-century modern chairs are more sought after. So if you're able to get it at an okay price and offer it to your customer at a really good price, it usually goes, because the market is just going crazy for the mid-century modern stuff, Danish modern, retro things. This chair, it's not as sought after, because I believe if you just spend a lot of time looking for something, you can find it at a really good price, as not a lot of people are looking for this specific chair. And Danish modern is just a more classy look to any living room, dining room table. This one, I don't think a lot of people would use it as a dining room chair. It's not that comfortable, but it is beautiful. If you look at the wood grain, it's still a very nice piece of furniture. For some reason, the price on it in the market is not very high. It's just something I always collect when I do see the chairs, because it's really interesting to me. I believe it's 1930s. I think they call it a fold-up chair or theater chair. If you know, just drop it in the comments. What I've seen is called a theater chair, fold-up. And yeah, I just love it. It's more of my aesthetic of because I know it'll fit in like a Victorian home, and that's just my favorite style right now. Yeah, that's all I have for you for this video. I hope you learned a little bit of something of what I look out for when I'm either buying for a client, or if you're interested in getting into vintage. That's what I look for when I'm out at estate sales or house cleanouts. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I keep coming up with this content, and you subscribe, like, and comment to kind of keep us motivated to keep coming up with the content and keep going. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night.